about the bizarre experience one New Mexico man recently had. He went on a reality show, but it's not like the ones you may have seen on TV. Photojournalist Zach Crozer shows us what happened with tens of thousands of people watching.
Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today I have another story time and I'm going to be talking about how I got into a reality show, and I'm going to be talking about my whole experience on there. Alright, so let's just get into it. So basically all this started one day when I was browsing Craigslist, as I usually do. Not because I'm a weirdo, but there's a lot of weirdos on there. I was browsing Craigslist because I always do like these gigs that are on Craigslist. I do focus groups, I do transcripts, or anything that I can do on there to make a little bit of extra money besides for my normal job. So I was browsing on there and a gig name came up that said, do you want to be famous? Do you want to be a reality star? Or something like that. And I clicked on it, not really thinking much of it. I was like, this is probably fake. There's a lot of those on there. So I was like, this is a little bit weird. It's, you know, why would they post it on here? So I looked through it and I was reading and it was a little bit weird. I was like, it said something like send like a minute video of you like introducing yourself, telling us about yourself, showing your personality or whatever. And I was like, I don't know, I was like weirded out. I was like, this is probably not true, but I'm gonna give it a shot. And I sent literally like a 14-second video introducing myself, like literally 14-second video. And because I was like, you know, I'm not really gonna try that hard because it's probably not true, but I'm gonna give it a try either way. So literally a 14-second video I sent them, just telling my name, like where I'm from and this, that, and the other. And that happened. And so weeks go by. I didn't really think anything of it. I was like, it was probably fake. I didn't have anyone reach back out to me. Then like 3-4 weeks happen, and then I get an email saying like, hey, it's about the reality show. We want to have like a Zoom audition or something like that with you. When can we set it up or whatever? And so we set up a Zoom meeting. You know, I was still thinking like it's kind of fake probably, but we set up the Zoom meeting. I log into the Zoom meeting and there's like a black screen talking to me. And it was just me and the black screen and a voice. I didn't see anyone on camera. The guy told me his name was Jet, and he was asking a bunch of questions, and I was just replying to them, you know. And at the end of the interview, he was like, "Oh, I really liked the interview or something. Like you did good." And I was like, "Okay, you know, whatever." I didn't really think anything of it because it was a black screen. So I was like, I don't know. I was a little bit weirded out still. I was like, it's probably not real. I don't know if it's like troll or something. And so the interview on Zoom happens, and I was like, okay. Some weeks go by, and then they were like, they sent me like an email saying like, you've been pre-chosen to be on the show, and can you do these dates? And I was like, yeah. And then they sent me like a contract, like a really long ass contract that, by the way, I didn't really read. So I don't know what I signed really. So I don't know what kind of power they hold with me, but hope it's not that much. But anyway, so I signed the contract, I send it back to them, and it's okay. Like they tell me that they're gonna still look into some stuff, and they'll tell me if I'm chosen like in a week or so. And then like a week goes by and they tell me like I'm chosen, like to fly out to Rhode Island on April 18th. I hadn't told anyone. I hadn't told my family or anyone because I was like, if it's just like maybe a scam, or it's just like a troll or something, like, you know, I'm just gonna look stupid, and I'm gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna be on a show, and then, you know, at the end it turns out that I'm not on a fucking show. So I didn't tell anybody till like a week before I like flew out. And so I told everyone, told my family and my friends and whatever, and everyone was like, don't do it, like that's so sketchy. You didn't talk to anyone with a face, like, you know, there wasn't anyone on the Zoom call with a face, you know, you don't really know anything about anything. But in my mind, I had already decided that I was going to do it no matter what. You know, I was like, if it's just like a troll or something, then at least I'm going to travel, you know. I've never been to Rhode Island, so maybe I can just explore Rhode Island. And just maybe even go to New York, you know, it's not that far away. So I was like, you know, if I get like, you know, trolled or whatever, then at least I traveled. Oh, and another thing that made me not think it was super real, 100% real, it was that they told us they were going to pay us for the flights, but till we got there. So we had to pay it first beforehand, us. So that made me think like, oh shit, like, you know, even more sketched out, because I was like, damn, what if I just, lose money? But, whatever. Travel is travel. So I booked my flights the April 18th. I go, I travel over there. I hadn't really heard about from anyone, like in a week or two, like 2 weeks. Nobody that day, nobody messaged me like, hey, are you coming? Are you actually gonna do it? Like the producers, nobody told me anything. So I was like, damn, like this, I didn't text them either. It was like, I didn't want to bother, but they hadn't texted me or emailed me or anything like in 1 or 2 weeks ago. So I go, I'm like, whatever, just fuck, I'm just gonna go. And then when I get there at the airport, that's when I receive a text from Jet. And I was like, oh, when I got off the plane on Rhode Island, I was like, I saw his message and I was like, oh shit, oh, like this is not a scam, I guess. he was like, he was like, somebody's waiting for you. This person is waiting for you outside of the airport. And I was like, oh shit, okay. So I go and I look for this car that's waiting for me, right? And then they blindfold me right away. And I was like, oh shit. I had a couple of drinks on the plane, so I was like, you know, whatever. I felt a little bit of extra courage, liquor courage. So when they blindfolded me because they didn't want anybody to see like where we were going, right? And someone else was there, another contestant, and then it was me. And I was like, oh shit, well, at least I'm not alone. Like if something happens to me, if I get kidnapped, then I'm not alone. Like this other bitch, this other contestant is here, with me. So, whatever. I guess. So we get blindfolded. They drive us like 30, 40 minutes, and I'm just like super sketched out. But I'm like, you know what? It is what it is. I can't go back right now unless I jump off the fucking car. So whatever, we get there. And thankfully there was like cameras ready to record us. And I was like, oh shit, that's when I knew, okay, this is real. So I get to the house. They take me to the basement. I meet everyone. I meet the producers. I meet Jed, Ben, everyone, all the contestants. Everyone was super chill, super nice, the production wise, and the contestants. And so the rest is history. I was there for a week. I left because there was an alleged pedophile in the house. It was discovered by the public, and I guess they were like sending messages through the TTS to the producers, and they kicked him out because he was an alleged pedo. And so when they kicked him out, I left as well because I felt super weirded out. By the way, this guy, the alleged pedo, had been my roommate for a week. So I left when they kicked him out. They like kicked him out in front of everyone. If you didn't watch the show, they kicked him out in front of everyone, and I was like super weirded out. I was so disgusted because this guy had been sleeping next to me for a fucking week, like right next to me. He was my roommate. So I felt like super disgusted. And it's been a week, so I made a connection with him. We were kind of friends, and it was just a weird fucking situation to be in, just for your roommate to be your roommate and kind of friend to be an alleged pedophile. That was just super weird, super disgusting. And I just felt extremely disgusted, and yeah, just super weird to be there, to keep being there, to be honest. And I just decided to leave. I'm also very impulsive, so when that happened, I was like, fuck this shit, I'm leaving. So I didn't really think it through. But maybe if I would have been like, maybe taken a couple of days off the show, like in a hotel or something, I would have been fine. But I mean, I couldn't. It's not like I could have taken the 2 days because it was a 24-hour show that we were being filmed 24/7 in a live stream. So I couldn't take 2 days off and then just come back because it wouldn't be fair for anyone. And another thing, I don't really want to address negativity, but I've seen a lot of comments because the show is just going on right now on YouTube. Like it's popping off on YouTube, and I've seen a lot of comments like, "Oh, it's weird that Mauro left right when a guy got kicked out," and it's like they're saying that maybe there's like something weird around me or whatever. But it's been 6 fucking months since the show first aired, so if there was something weird, then it would have been found out, and I would never be like right after I left the show. I was on social media for like always. I've always been on social media, so. And then I went back to the show later on. So if I had something to fucking hide, then I wouldn't be on social media and I wouldn't be going back to the show. So let's use our 2 brain cells for those people who are saying that. So anyways, like 2 or 3 weeks passed by and I decided to go back to the show. But this time just as a freeloader. In my mind, I was like, you know what? Like I've been watching these people who were my roommates, who were some of my friends. And I know that they're not weirdos like the other person, because that was my initial thought as well. I was like, well, this guy is an alleged pedophile. Like, what if these people are like, some other crazy shit, like fucking psychopaths or something? You never know. So I was like, at this point, like I had been watching them for like 2 or 3 weeks. I was like, they're cool. I'm going to go back. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to party. I'm going to fuck some shit up. And that's what I did, for good or for bad. That's what I did. I had a lot of fun that second time. I was you know, partying it up, living it up. I did some good shit, I did some bad shit. But, you know, it's a show at the end of the day. And hopefully, I mean, people took it very seriously, which, you know, it is what it is. But I was hoping that they wouldn't because it is a show. So, yeah, that's that. That's basically my experience. It was a good experience overall. It was like a 9 out of 10. I had a lot of fun. Some of the most fun I've had. So, it was a great experience. I would definitely recommend.